When someone puts on the 2010, we want them to feel like it's their shoe. It fits right, performs right. We spent some time trying to engineer the sock liner to actually have some cushioning in it as well and actually feel better, even sort of point of purchase kind of feel. So you put the shoe on, it feels nicer right off the bat. Again, if you think about the way players are now kind of coming in and out, almost like in a hockey game, we're seeing that more and more, how these rotations are sort of picking up speed. And you want to keep your star fresh for the last 6 minutes of a basketball game. And when you get up, boom, you feel like your shoe's ready to go, you're ready to go.
'The internal fit really was one of the biggest things that we really worked on for the athlete, making sure that when you put this thing on, it was comfortable, whether you're out there playing, whether you're sitting and waiting to play, whether you're out there wearing it for whatever reason you're wearing it for, really working on the collar, making sure that that snugged up against your foot. When you tied it down, it didn't feel loose, and it felt like an extension of the rest of your body. These windows actually help to perform a bit of that in the way that it fit to the last. And when those pieces are put together, they actually brought the thing down a little closer. You have a better sculpting and molding, which actually enhances the better fit.
2010 improves performance, lighter weight, fitting better, lower to the ground so you can move quicker. It comes down to actually understanding what modern basketball players need today. The game is changing. It's a running game now. So we actually took a little bit of the stiffness out of this shoe so that more players can kind of get up on their toes and sprint. We talk a lot about lightweight, of course, and people need to be faster. Coaches are encouraging all athletes to train and become quicker and faster to the ball. So lightweight really helps in that regard. The idea is to actually create this overlayer which sort of cleans up the look of the shoe, but really what it's doing is actually providing an additional layer of strength and protection, but it doesn't add any stiffness because it's actually hinged just around the edge, so the shoe flexes underneath it and then slides back out. Because we can use this little bit thinner airbag, we can reduce the overall thickness of the midsole by about 1 millimeter or 2, which doesn't seem like much, but trust me, players can tell the difference. Your ability to feel the floor is heightened, and again, those things all contribute to better performance.
It's the latest in the line of, so far, 25. It pays tribute by saying, what's going to happen next? Let's tell a story on here. Let's go back to telling some Michael stuff, not just through the transparency, but, what it says along the side here was very kind of direct. How do you tell a story? And transparency doesn't have to actually mean seeing through something. It can be right in front of you. Taking one of Michael's quotes and turning it into something that's right in front of you, and you may not know it until somebody points it out. That's kind of fun, hiding in plain sight. So we just tell things the way they are, but just in a unique way. No matter what the colorway is, you'll always just see a little peek of this Carolina blue. And that is actually really all about, his soul, being close to home, Carolina. And it's kind of a nice little way to kind of hint at it, hiding in plain sight. Again, the materials usage, the pattern usage, the waste, reducing all those, using fewer glues, less compounds that are harmful. It's a methodical race to get to the best possible performance product in enhancing the use of those materials and processes without detrimentally affecting the performance attributes of the product itself.
In 25 years, though, I think they'll say it's a classic, for sure. And I believe that good design has that ability to endure and then be seen that way. He would always let players see a little bit of his game, almost lull this opponent into thinking they knew what he was about, and then he would change it completely up and keep people off balance and catch them by surprise. It was a very sophisticated approach to playing basketball. He also said, wouldn't it be great if we could sort of see into the shoe, but not see everything? So we ended up with a window on the side of the shoe that's kind of like a portal into the inside of the shoe, but it's really symbolic of looking inside of Michael and his game, but you don't see everything. So that's kind of that storyline that we felt was very authentic and real, and part of what differentiates Michael from any other basketball player in history. There should be something unmistakably obvious about what makes this a Jordan. The main icon that you will see is that round window that's sometimes highlighted with a contrasting color. There's not so much discovery there, although you could ask the question, why is that window there? We've always had air as part of the design menu, if you will. This time around, we didn't put a window in the side so you could see the air like that, but we made the outsole clear so you could see this big, long zoom airbag, bottom-loaded, right next to the outsole, and you could see that. And I think that also was somewhat of a nod to the past, where we were a little bit more descriptive about some of the componentry. It's been written about numerous times that MJ likes a real clean sort of front to a shoe. When he looks down, you know, it's not busy, it's not over-designed. So when he looks down, or any player looks down, it's a pretty clean and simple-looking shoe. And this is a functional component, but like if you just wear it with jeans, and you're looking down again at a very clean, I think a more attractive foot form. Style based off of function. The 2010, to me, looks like part of the legacy of Jordan and part of the future of Jordan.
Basketball is a running game. You're on your forefoot, you're up and down. Let's take that running from the Talaria, for instance, and really apply it to the latest basketball game shoe. It's a simple concept, but not the easiest to pull off every time. How do you make it appropriate for basketball? Guys like Craig Nomi and the factory team were challenged, but up for the challenge and always brought the answer.
The red that you're looking at here is actually the Zoom Air. It's bottom loaded, so it's right down next to the outsole. We put that down at the bottom of the shoe so that the first thing that strikes the ground is actually that airbag, and it disperses load immediately. That's a technology that we haven't used very much in basketball. We've used it in running before. That's innovation. That's kind of thinking a little bit differently than normal, which is what MJ's all about. So we've actually trimmed the shoe down. You actually feel the court. We still want cushioning, so we've come back in with this Zoom technology, which gives us the cushioning, but we can do it in a thinner, lower profile package. Those are things that are not easy to do, but we feel that most good basketball players are asking for these kinds of things. We were inspired maybe by some previous shoes that had these really wildly asymmetrical collar lines. It's lower on the other side because your malleolus there is actually lower on this side than the medial side, and we're trying to actually get a better glove-like fit. Players feel like the shoe fits better, they feel the court better, and they also feel their whole entire body better and how this shoe relates to the bottom part of their leg. We've designed outriggers in basketball shoes for quite a while, and this one is no exception. Basically, we're trying to take a couple of spots where you get the highest sort of incidence of lateral instability, like rolling your ankle. And we just extend out the midsole and the outsole a little bit there, especially on the lateral side, so that you just reduce the opportunity for your ankle to roll over. So an outrigger is analogous to the way you would stabilize a canoe by putting an outrigger on it so it doesn't tip over.